Hey, I'm Marvin D'Souza. I'm an SE with Cisco. We all know the internet can be a dangerous place. As network security professionals, it's our job to keep our users safe, but at the same time allow them to surf the internet, do research, communicate, and get their work done so our organizations can be profitable and successful. We come across various issues when we deal with securing our workforce. If you get a sign like this or a pop-up that says your computer has been locked, your browser has been locked. This is not as bad as some of the hidden problems we get with malware. Rootkits, worms, spyware, etc. that just stay dormant that you don't even know about. That eventually siphon out or exfiltrate all your company's valuable data. And one day, when you have no control and when they've actually infiltrated your servers and your company's most important data, they lock it using ransomware, or they have stolen all your patent information, like we've seen in the news for certain organizations. So, Cisco has developed Cisco Umbrella, which is formerly OpenDNS. So, Cisco acquired OpenDNS, and the goal behind Cisco Umbrella is to protect your users no matter where they are. Whether they're at work, at a coffee shop, an airport, a customer site. No matter where they are, to give them protection as if they were still within the perimeter or boundaries of your corporation behind the firewall. So, how do we do that? Cisco has AnyConnect. If you're familiar with AnyConnect, AnyConnect is Cisco's VPN software client. You install it on your PC or your Mac, and when you connect it to the corporate network, it's as if you're behind the corporate firewall. That's great. Now, we have all seen users, and we're guilty of this ourselves as network security professionals. I'm working on something from a coffee shop, or I'm just at home watching TV and I'm working on a file, or just want to do research. So I don't want to connect necessarily to the VPN. So I will leave my VPN disconnected, as you can see here, and I decide to work. But in the absence of a actual connection that's protected, I'm now prone to all kinds of attacks and malware, depending on what sites I'm visiting. With the ability to protect you when you're away from your firewall, behind your firewall, and away from your corporate protections, OpenDNS or Cisco Umbrella gives you a roaming client. Now, this roaming client will protect you while you're connected to the internet, but not connected. As you can see here, this button says connect, not connected to the VPN. So if you install the roaming client as an add-on module for Cisco AnyConnect, this is what your users will see. Roaming security, you are protected by Umbrella. DNS queries are not encrypted. You can also encrypt your DNS queries if that's something your organization would like or need for compliance or security requirements. Another posture of this is also, if you look at it from a Cisco AnyConnect perspective, now disabled while on a trusted network. San Jose, not connected, but VPN recognizes that I'm in the office. So roaming security is automatically disabled. My users don't have to know that they have to disable or enable protection. It's automatic for them. And finally, if I'm working from home or another location and I want to and I connect to the VPN, again, roaming security is disabled while I'm on a trusted network. As you can see here, this is really helpful to help your organization stay protected while you're not behind the protection of the perimeter of your corporate firewall. So let's take a look at this in action. I'll show you where you can download this and how you can start using this at your location. Minimize this. So log into Cisco's dashboardumbrella.com. If you do not have access to a umbrella dashboard, you can get a free trial of up to 14 days, and you can start protecting your devices from malware, botnets, and advanced threats. Okay, so where would you download that roaming client to test it? Just click on protect it. Click protect your roaming devices, and then hit download for Windows or download for Mac, and it walks you through all the steps how you can download it. I've already gone ahead and downloaded a roaming client onto one of my virtual machines on my desktop here, and you can see here, if I click here, it says Umbrella Roaming Client Protected. Now this is different roaming client from the one I showed in the PowerPoint presentation. The one I showed in the PowerPoint presentation is a module that's integrated with AnyConnect. If you do not have AnyConnect, you don't have any intention of using AnyConnect, you can still protect your users by using the Any Umbrella Roaming Client. Let's get back to the dashboard. I think the dashboard is where you'll really see some cool things. So what's nice is you can actually click on Overview, and you can actually look at trends for your network and what's being used. I just have this connected in my house and for a couple of test machines, but it'll actually show me what sites are being visited, and I can then actually go and look and do activity searches. But this comes in really handy when you're actually trying to troubleshoot something or actually find out which users are having issues and why they're having issues. And if a user constantly is getting infected with malware, you can actually go and do a search for that user's computer by clicking on roaming computers, and you can actually look for that user's computer and see if you can see it and why it's having issues. Policies. Here, the policies are very interesting. Here you can actually set up destination list, and at the destination list you can actually hit the block list. This turns into some sort of a content filter. The content filter actually allows you to block websites that you don't want your users to go to. So if you have and you can block by category as well. I just wanted to show or demonstrate the ability for OpenDNS or Cisco Umbrella to do advanced protection with URL filtering. So let's go back to my test box here. I'm going to click on Internet Explorer. Then I'm going to go to CNN.com. And what you should get is a block page. Now, let's go back to the dashboard and I'll show you why. If you look at this block page, it is specific. I've created it. This is not a generic by OpenDNS. This is one that I've created. So let's click back there. And then let me go to block page appearance. And you go to block default settings, I guess. And sorry, domain is blocked by a network administrator. And that's it, and you can then basically show your users, as blocked. So I can actually I can also do a redirect to another website and hit save. Now, if I go back there, now it takes a while for this site to actually, for the roaming client to get updated and synchronized, if you will, with the actual home site. So, but another thing is I can also send an email back to my admin in case I feel I was blocked incorrectly. So I can go test at test.com. Message, why was I blocked? Alright, and hit send message. Now this will automatically send an email to your administrator, and your administrator will get a very nice email that will show him all the information that he needs to troubleshoot this issue. So you can actually send this to a group email or a help desk. You can have it automatically sent to your help desk or whatever. So you look here, let me open up this email and share it with you. So if I click here, so if you can see, let me open up download pictures. So this is the message I wrote. Why was I blocked? Okay, and it shows me exactly what policy the user was hit, the IP address the user came from, where they try to go, etc. So let's say you have a user who is sophisticated enough who decides to circumvent your security by actually going to the IP address of the website. So he says, and this could happen even with sophisticated malware. Sophisticated malware could also, uh, figure out that, oh, you're blocking me from getting somewhere. I'm going to actually use the IP address and circumvent your DNS security system or URL filtering system. So let's do this. Let's go to open up another tab. It's 208.67.216.159. Let's double check that. 216.159. Let's change that comma to a dot. Thank you, very good. And again, as you can see, it says this domain is blocked. We tried to go directly to the IP address, but it did not let us go there. And we got the same message, okay, from the admin saying that I am blocked. Now I can put in a bypass code, okay? So let's look at the bypass code real quick, the config. So the bypass codes are in your policy list. So click on the default policy and select block page settings. And I have a code here is 5T00G. Okay, this one's expiring, so let's change the expiration date to March 31st. Hit save. Can bypass everything. 5T0GG. Okay, hit save. Again, like I said, this needs to synchronize, so it may not work right now, but let's take a chance and try. And then hit bypass. The bypass code has expired, so we'll have to wait for a little while. But you get the idea. You can actually create bypass codes, or you can create users that can actually bypass the blocks, which is really helpful in case you're testing a website or you have super users that you do not want to block. So where do you set up the IP blocking? I'll show you that real quick. So security policy settings. So if you back to policy list, click on the policy, then click on security policy settings, and then click on default settings. On the default settings, there's enable IP layer enforcement. This says for connections that bypass DNS lookups, it basically uses IP connections, and it'll actually stop users from circumventing your DNS security. Another cool thing about here, the umbrella site is the investigate site. So let's say you are blocked by a certain website. So say you try to go to a site that's not on your block list. So if you look at my block list here, destination list. Sorry, I clicked on the wrong thing. Global block list. So I don't have a site called Internet Bad Guys. InternetBadGuys.com is a site that's used by Cisco to actually test malware products and tools. So you go to InternetBadGuys.com. It's not letting me go there, but Internet. So this domain is blocked because of phishing threat. As you can see, now it's a completely different message. It's not a blocked domain. This is a phishing site block. So it's actually giving my user the same thing because phishing is fraudulent, and it's telling them why it's blocked it. But in case your user thinks they shouldn't be blocked from this website, maybe it's a school website for their kids or something that is not being well protected, they can still send you an email and say, hey, why was I blocked? All right, so they can tell you that, and then you can basically, once you get this message as an administrator, you can go back into your dashboard and go to investigate and actually figure out. So you'll get the email. Let's open the email up. You get the email from your user saying, hey, this website was blocked. It's my kid's school website. Why are you blocking it? I need to get there because I need to look at my kid's recital schedule. So you can actually put this in the internet, badguys.com, and hit investigate. And very quickly, it'll tell you this domain is on the Umbrella block list. Okay? You can have, if you also can search in Google, you can search in VirusTotal. It'll tell you how many queries have been made to this website, how often, whether it's spiking or not. It'll tell you the name of the host master. Like I said, we own it, so it's kind of like we just basically do it to block and do testing. But there's an integration with Cisco AMP Threat Grid, which actually shows you the signatures and the threat score of the website and gives you complete and total information on this website. So you can actually go back to your users after doing investigation and say like, hey, we really need to, I know this is your kid's school website, but we can't let you get there from the organization because it's a known bad site. Maybe we need to talk to the school or something and figure out how we can actually help them, fix what's going on. And that's about it for this video. Oh, by the way, there's also reporting. What's nice about reporting, I should mention, is you can actually schedule reports. So you can actually create a report and hit like, I want to have activity search, I want to have top domains, top categories, etc. You can then set the recipients for the reports. Let's do top domains visited. Next, recipients. Who do you want to send this report to? Okay, and this is what the report will look like. This is all the information that it's going to get. No email provided. Let's put an email. Okay. Next, how often do you want this report? Weekly, monthly? What time? You choose a time zone and what time period. Previous calendar day, last 24 hours, etc. And it'll show all this information. Click next. You can put a description in the email. This is what the user will see when they get the email. Hit save, and boom. Now you got a scheduled report that's going to be delivered every day for the top security threats for your organization. You can also actually go and just look at the reports live and just say like, okay, I want to see. Okay, so now you can see security activity. At this time, we actually went to internetbadguys.com, from which machine, what's the external IP, why we stopped it. So, this kind of detailed information, you can actually forward this information. You can download it to as an Excel spreadsheet. You can bookmark it so you can actually get this kind of report. So let's say you customize this report and you want to hand it over now to help desk or something. You can actually bookmark it and do this. You can also share the report with other people in your organization. So that's about it, really. So thanks for watching, and hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.